Howdy folks, Grok the DuckFarmer here, and I'm playing Factory in the Sky 4 on the FTOG server, and I'm hanging out here at my base, and I'm ready to throw in the towel. Not because I'm quitting, but because the towel's wet, because it's raining all the time. And I don't like the moons popping up and, blood moon and all the other things and not being able to sleep it through and the stupid phantoms coming and attack me because I AFK'd so much and it rant. So I have a plan. In fact, let's go this way and just walk off the building backwards because, why not? I have a plan. I have a plan to move my base of operations into a void world without rain and without the stupid moons and without any mobs, and that means phantoms. Yes. In fact, what I'm going to do is the void portal here. I set up my base in the last mod pack in the void, and it was great. And I'm doing the same thing because, dang, is it a problem out here? It seems like it rains constantly. So here's what I've got set up for right now. This originally was over here, and I set up a little walkway back and forth. What is this? East? Oh, that's north-south. Okay. You get to the point where I don't care. Anyway, so this is going north-south. Here, we'll orient it this way. And I was playing with lighting, and I had some lights underneath, and I said, no, I do like the mangrove and the cherry. That combination, it just pleases me. It's a good color combination for me right now. I do like the trapdoors scattered around, and I was thinking that would be kind of cool, especially when the portal was right there, and you can move it around a little bit and still keep the same linkage. How far? I don't know, but it works. And I set up this little um, uh, archway, this light holder. Not that I need lights here, but I like having lights. I like to build with lights. I like to pretend that it's a dangerous area and actually have lights, even though it's the void world. There are no mobs. I don't need it, but I like to build with it. And that all of a sudden made me think, ooh, there's a Japanese gate, and I'm trying to remember the name. It's drawing. Yeah. Um, anyway, it's something that you'll see at entrances to Shinto shrines in Japan. It's a tall gate. I'm thinking. This once I set this up, all of a sudden I went, oh hey, that kind of looks like those gates where they have two legs, they go up, and then there's typically a double, maybe a triple layer in the center, and it slightly curves, which architecturally looks really good. And so I was thinking, okay, let me stretch this out a little bit more, move this over a little bit. So I'm going to set it up much bigger over here. And I've been looking at several different images that people have made, and I'm not sure which one I'm going to build based off of, but we'll go with that. And then over here is my typical 3x3 chunk island idea. I just like that. I think it was MC Noodler who posted a series of 12 different bases that were all 3x3 chunks. Ooh, hey, it just started raining in the overworld, and it's not raining here. So, but I saw that concept. He posted 12 of these 3x3 chunk buildings that were just really cool, and I thought I liked that a lot. So I've been doing that more and more. So that's what I'm going to do right now. It's just flat. There's nothing there, but this is the beginning part of it. And what am I going to do here? I don't know. But I'm going to move all of my machinery and storage and everything over to here, so I'm out of the rain and I don't have to keep taking a towel out of my linen closet to dry off because it's so rainy, and no phantoms out there at all, which I like. So I think the first thing I need to do is build that gate thing and research what the name is. But I think Future Grok has filled you in on that. And if I'm going Japanese with that, I'm probably going to go something Japanese or generic Oriental themed for a building over here, or maybe a couple buildings would be kind of good because uh, sometimes I've seen in period dramas where you have a large building in the back and then you have some outbuildings all within a fenced area. Maybe. Like, is it? I don't know. I don't know. It's just a big blank canvas, and I have no inspiration yet, other than the idea that something orientally Japanesey, something like that. Progress update time, and I've got the Tory in place. That was the word I was trying to remember, and I went with the cherry blossoms to the side because if we're going Japanese themed, that just makes sense. Plus, we got cherry already there, and this is similar but not 100% what. And I've got a link in the description below of this Tory build. It's I think it was oak originally, and I've changed it to the mangrove because I like that red, and I added a little piece on top of there just because I like having uh, a lightning rod whenever I'm building stuff out of wood. Not that it rains in here, but I just kind of like that little bit. And then because we're going Japanese, or at least that Torii gate there is Japanese, then having some cherry blossoms or sakura is completely and totally in character with that. So I made a couple little tiny little floaty islands here. Also completed these guys, tiny little islands, just so that they're not floating in midair, because that would just be silly. The other thing I noticed, because I built this mostly out of a still, and now that I actually watched the video, he had two gates. No. He had two fences and a gate in the center, and I did the opposite. But it was from a long distance like that, and I went, I'll just do it this way. So that's how I did it. Oh, one thing I did do, and I slept in here, some shroom lights in there because I wanted to get these warped trap doors. So let me show you what I did for that. I went ahead and created the nether seeds using these bits. I've got all those. That's not a problem. And I also created the nature seed, which uses these bits. And again, not a problem. I've got all those bits. And I went ahead and planted them in the garden. Made sure I got enough to grow a stack. Oh, I now have fully awakened armor and bits and whatnot. Let's see, poison resistance. This has flight and absorption. This has health boost and fire resistance, and wither and step assist. So that's why I've got another 10 set of hearts and the 10 absorption hearts there. Anyway, so I planted those and I got a big bunch of them here just because I AFK'd. And I believe, even though it doesn't say so, if step assist, there's little growth particle effects on there. I believe that is my awakened armor is providing a little growth bonus here to the plants there, which is very nice. Anyway, one of the things I did do is I went ahead and created this bonsai pot. The server got updated, and bonsai pots are part of that. Uh, you put in some sort of axe, and I had a diamond axe, so I said, why not? Uh, any sort of soil and a sapling, and just set it to start planting stuff. So I've planted cherries, I've done mangroves, and I've done the warped fungus, which if we hit R, not a hard way to get. And then you need to plant that on the warped nylon, and if we hit R on that, again, that's why I got the nether and nature essences to take care of that. So I've got dirt and warped nylon if I want to produce that. Hemp seeds are a known side effect that's just weird. So anyway, so it's pumping all the stuff into here, and this is one of the rare things that the time in the battle, or the temporal pouch, works really well in kicking that up. Since I don't really need it right now, I have it disabled. Nothing's going on with that there. So that's what I've been doing, and just building. It was really fun getting this built together, having just a small little picture and figuring out, okay, how do I want to put all this together? It's fun. It's a nice Tory build. I like it, and I'm tempted to take this and push it a little bit further back so you can actually see that if as you enter the base. I don't know. But I do like having the sakura leaves here to the side. That looks really really nice. And I could pretend it's cherry leaf, cherry blossom season, because it looks like cherry blossom season to me. And welcome to Creative Single Player. I'm a big fan of spinning up a creative single player world on any mod pack I play on, even though it's on a server, so that I can do testing in a place where I don't have to spend the resources, especially for very expensive recipes. I can sit there and see, does this mod work with that mod? I can practice it without actually having to do it first. And that's what I did over here. I went ahead and built me a building. What I did is I actually found a video by Bluebits and a link down in the description for this Japanese temple. And how Japanesey is this? I have no idea. Does it look Japanesey enough for me? Sure, that works. It has a nice flavor. I do like the curves on here. The it's a good build. Uh, it's about 3 years old, so there's some Minecraft things that aren't available, and, I always build as close to the original as possible just to see how it was put together. I just put the oak leaves. He does a different bunch of different leaves and some other plants for randomization, which I don't care for right now. But other than that, this is exactly as he built it, and I'm perfectly okay, and I think it's actually a really good thing to find somebody's build and build it. Learn how they, set up things, how they design, trapdoors over lights, which I really like. Just how things are done. Figure it out. See how the person does it, and learn from it. Then you could start looking at stuff and go, I can change things a little bit. For example, the sandstone here, I'm not a big fan of that. I kind of go, not so grand. I do like the use of the dark oak here. It's got spruce for logs and dark oak for the borders of the planks and woods and slabs and whatnot. I often do the opposite, where I have the dark oak for the actual logs, and then I use spruce because it's a slightly lighter. But yeah, that's just a preference I've come up with, and I do like this build. I do like this way of setting up some lanterns. Uh, it's just cool. It's fun little building styles that I do very rarely. So this is a way of learning how to build something. And then once I've built this, I will do a clone command, and then I'll swap out the stuff for what I want. For example, oh, I just realized I have some spruce logs that didn't get changed out. Instead of using the spruce logs, I'm using the mangrove logs, and I'm using the mangrove log. Okay, I need to take a quick drink. It's a high pollen day. Okay, so I've been using stripped mangrove logs and the cherry because my Tory is already set up with those two woods, and so I'm just repeating that here. So I need to take out the spruce logs and do the stripped, because his build is old enough that I don't think the stripped logs were a thing. I've gone ahead and added those. So any place that spruce or dark oak is all mangrove, and everything that was vanilla, I've gone ahead and put cherry in place. Not vanilla, oak. Wow. Excuse me. There, you didn't notice that. So this was all oak floors. It's now cherry. This was a big set of 4x3 of the oak trapdoors, which I love. I decided to add the mangrove ones in on the inside. It gives it a nice little pattern. So I'm using that. And then this little portion of the trapdoor, if you open that up, they're anchored like that. These, I like how they look together. I think that that kind of looks cool. Something else that I did here, I've got stairs here and elevators, so I can actually easily come up and down between these two floors. Otherwise, there's no way of accessing this, which is fine. You know, it's more ornamental than it is functional. So yeah, I changed that. These were originally blue terracotta. I made them purple so they kind of blend in just a little bit. Minor changes of theme that way. And so yeah, cherry and mangrove. That's the setup. I'm going to do these, hit these with the sea lanterns just so they provide some light because it's really dark in here. And if we take a little bit more look at what I changed, instead of cobble, I've got deep slate going around. I like that little bit darker look. I kept the bricks here, but now I've got deep slate for the entrance ways just to make it a little bit nicer. And where I was saying that I didn't really like the over here, you've got those sandstone blocks. Mm, it the color change just doesn't wow me. So I went with the chiseled quartz block because that way we've got the kind of the same palette, but it's different. It's that same but different thing that I go on. And instead of having the lapis blocks, which I like the look, but I want the light. So what I did is I added some sea lanterns here and then put trapdoors around them to kind of hide them just a little bit. Again, bringing in the mangrove colors on here. Plus, I really do like copper. So instead of the dark prismarine, which I do like, warped logs, they work really well to get a good green. But I also really like the copper. So I'm going with that. And, I'm trying to think if there's any other changes. Oh, I did, tweak these a little bit. They're purple here instead of the blue, just because I think the purple matches the reddish, bluish, you know, I could change. I don't know. Just having fun with that. I think what I will do, this originally was the prismarine walls, and I'm going, I may use frame blocks to sit there and make walls out of the cut copper because there isn't any. Put that here and make a fence out of cut copper. So we've got copper all the way here. I do like the prismarine. I do like that, but I'm just going to keep it all together. And I do like the fact that there's some diamond blocks up there just to be precious. It's fun. So I went ahead and made a schematic of this with the mistake of the dark oak or the spruce logs there. I made a schematic of this so that I can place this into my base. And let's go there now. I did a little tweak to the Tory, again, because I'm leaning into the mangrove reddish and the nice pink of the cherry. So instead of having the dark oak uh, accents here, it's all cherry now. And I went with a pink banner instead of the black, just because I think it matches better. I don't know what sort of pattern or if any I will have there, but that's what I've done there. And then over here, uh, moved over my mystical agriculture stuff. Those blocks are the base of the Japanese temple that I want, and that's like 33 by 33. It's huge, and it took up too much of this on my 3 by 3 island, so I added another three chunks back there, and just if we fly over here, I just kind of added them on as a separate island. Oh yeah, island's done. I don't know if I showed that off before, but completed that because that was easy. And yeah, just added that because the base is kind of spread over these little cracked areas, but that's okay. They're going to be supported by the extra piece of floating island. The torch is right past where the back of the building would have been, so you can see the building would have been up to here. And that would be too much. So the next thing I need to do is play with this. Let's see, J for schematic placements on, and there's the location, and I think it works. Yeah, it's just looking at this from a distance, I love being able to sit there and get kind of an idea of how is this going to work when, yeah, that's a good size from back here. I do think this kind of bugs me now, and I may make a separate floating island to have that, and I may put some other things here, like a pagoda over here, maybe extend the island out a little bit more and have a nice tall pagoda over here would be really good. Something maybe this tall, uh, just to be towering and just having fun with all these possibilities. So I need to generate a whole bunch of these resources. I've got my uh, hop. No, it's not a hop. The botany pot is or bonsai pot is generating for me mangrove because there's going to be a lot of mangrove in there. I'm going to have it do the same thing with the cherry because I just have the one for right now. I think I've got enough copper at this point. I spent a bunch of time. Yeah, I've got just over 2 stacks of the full copper blocks. Placed them out with in a grid pattern in this large area with 4 blocks in between. So, one, put it down, then 1, 2, 3, 4. On the 5th one, put another block, and just had this huge grid. I could do almost a stack of the copper blocks, and then just AFK'd a whole bunch because I'm gonna sleep anyway. So AFK overnight, let them oxidize, harvest, repeat. Doesn't take too long to get those. I could just do the regular copper and just let this oxidize over time, but because they're all together, it takes a lot longer. But again, I AFK a whole bunch. So now I need to start working on this. And I do like that this gives me an idea as to where things are going to go. And this is obviously, oh, it's 1 block over because of these banners. Without them, they would actually disappear if I didn't have this one block bigger. I was saying, why is this not right? So this right here is where I'm going to swap out with the deep slate. So I have done a few things. In fact, on the top there of that gold part, there are no storage chests there anymore because I've moved them. And over here, all the generation of blocks, that's gone. The lava gen is gone. Oh, hey, I need to get some dirt. My witch water source over there is gone because I moved it over into the void base. And there we go. There is the finished void base. I started doing some decorating around, more little floating islands and whatnot. A lot more of the cherry trees because why not? Also have over here the mystical agriculture stuff. I was kind, didn't really like it there, but its own little floating island, perfectly fine. Let's come down in here. And yeah, it was fun building this. The schematic allowed me to show layer by layer what needed to be there. And so I could put things down and then I could remember, okay, yeah, this was 4 blocks high. And so I could put those in place. It was loads of fun setting this in place. A few changes. I've got the FTOG colors in here because why not? And then I moved over here. We got the power stuff is in place. I had set up this little Farmer's Delight, what's it, for food in the 3-story tall south building. I just hadn't really showed it off. I hadn't really used it yet, but I thought, let me bring that over to here. We go up. All the various crafty things, the stations that the various villagers would be using, I moved up to here. The sawmill has been super handy because that allowed me to make all of these gates and trapdoors and various things really nice. Definitely love the stone cutter. They need to make a vanilla version of this for the wood, the sawmill. That would be fantastic. The framing saw, I haven't used it much, but a couple things. Here, let's jump down. And then over here, I decided to go ahead and do the refined storage just because it was getting to be a pain to go through all of the drawers or the chests here. And so I made an importer. I went ahead and put the stack upgrade and 3 upgrades on it. And then I said, okay, suck out everything out of here. And then this chest pumps into here, and then this chest pumps into there, so that all of my let's see, my blocks, my woods, my animal farming products, and the random tech stuff, they all got sucked into here. And I made the, let's take a look. This is the 1024K storage disk. And I was thinking 256K is a huge amount. Is that sufficient? No, I've got over 300. So I'm glad I went ahead and tripled it to make the 1024. There are higher ones you can make. I don't know if I'll need them. I may make them just for the fun of making them, but I didn't need them more. So let's see, various things. Controller, easy enough made. Quartz enriched iron, easily enough made. Done a bunch of these in previous packs. I pretty much go with refined storage over AE2 if I have a choice between the two, mainly because I don't have to worry about channels. And they all work pretty much the same. Let's see, pattern grid. Haven't really done anything with the patterns. I've got a autocrafter here, so I could build stuff. Just haven't done it yet. And let's see. I also added up here a wireless transmitter. Added 4 ranged upgrades on there, so I can go pretty much. If we look at here, I can go down to about here. So quite a huge area of the map. However, I went ahead and created the dimension card. There's an infinity card that works within the dimension, but if I'm over in, say, the end or exploring the nether and I want to send stuff back home, I would need the dimension card to transmit from any dimension. The problem is I can't get that to work. So if you look down here at my controller, and I click this in, it just died. It just didn't have enough power. It sucked up all the power I had in here, which is like 1K. It's not very much at all. And if we take a quick look, power-wise, it's not really using all that much right now, it says. I've got one of my ender cells here. It has a transfer rate of 2 million. So it should... Obviously, that to me tells me that this card here eats up more than 2 million RF per tick, or this is somehow limited to not being able to receive power that fast. I don't know what. I've reported that. That's an issue. I'm going to put that right here, the random tech stuff that I need to figure out what I'm going to do with. That used to have a whole bunch of my mystical agriculture seeds and stuff, but no. I also have over here my trash can. It's a chest. It's a trapped chest that I can drop stuff, and it's hard to see, but right below there is an item pipe with redstone, so it's off when powered. So when I put stuff in here, it will just automatic. Right now, it does nothing. Here, I'll give you an example why. Let's grab some cobble. Grab. And you see it's going up. 39, 41, 43, 45. It's going up because I have my generators here, but I can put all this cobble here. And as long as I leave the drawer open, I can pull the stuff out. If I accidentally, put some other stuff in there, I go, oh, no, that's not what I want in there at all. Just the junk blocks. Then it will delete it fairly fast. So it's like 32 blocks every, like half a second. So fairly fast. So it allows me to get rid of that. The other thing I did here is I went ahead and put elevators in so I can go up, but also so I can go down. So there's my power gen. I moved that over to here. Unfortunately, because of the way the island, I started with a 3x3 and then added more over there. I have to come over here. And here's my power, or not my power. This is my block gen. Same setup as I had before, but now they're here. And yeah, that's plugged in. And then I also have, because I like the ability to have the nuggets and the blocks of these three, I went ahead and set up compacting drawers for them. Here's my lava gen. There's my witchwater setup. I don't really have anything else hiding in here. It's a useful little basement space. And so I've got that. Anyway, these things worked really well in sucking up all the stuff and pushing them out and getting it gone, so I can decommission that. But yeah, now I've got a nice base. I am going to put my machines over here, and for that I'm going to have to do a lot more working, moving the stuff around. I want to have one power source over there, and I'm thinking it would be nice to have the Ender IO conduits, because then I can run item conduits, power conduits, fluid conduits, all of those in the same block, which would be mighty nice. But that means getting into Ender IO, which I haven't done yet. But I just kind of like the look of this place. I I don't think I can put a beacon here to go through. I have to check and see. I may just move the beacon from the other island and plant it somewhere here, and just that way I've got a regen beacon running around just for fun. Uh, but I don't know. I'm just happy that I got my building set up fairly fast, and I have no problem with building other people's builds. I've got links in the description down below for this Japanese temple and for that Torii. And I think I was saying that I would like to do a big pagoda over there behind me. I'm not sure who. It might be Bluebit. I don't know. I'll have to check out. There's several different pagoda structures that I've really liked, and I could put the enchanting stuff over there. I think that would be nice. I just kind of like the combination of the pink, the red, the green. It's just it's pleasing color combination for me right now, and I like it. Anyway, this has been Grok the Duck Farmer, having a blast playing Factory in the Sky 4 on the FTOG server, and getting away from the blood moons, the rain, the phantoms in the sky. The void world's the best. I love it. And thanks for watching.